In early 2004, 2 weeks after being released, Out of the Dark, a book about the life of authoress Linda Caine, hit the bestseller list in the United Kingdom and stayed there for the remainder of the year. It has since been published into 4 different languages and a screenplay. Out of the Dark recounts the compelling story of how Linda's apparent idyllic life as a Christian wife and mother began to implode and end for reasons she didn't understand. The raw and powerful journey Linda took with her psychiatrist, Robin Royston, reads like a psychological thriller. Secrets buried deep in Linda's own mind from her African childhood began to reveal themselves as the life-threatening cause of her lapses from reality. Her despair revealed itself in her artwork, yet the revealing of those secrets further threatened to destroy her. Nothing was what it seemed, and no one was above suspicion. Together, Linda and Robin had to unravel the clues before it was too late for Linda and those who love her. Within the pages of Out of the Dark, God proved himself to still be the God of miracles. Now, shot in England, Africa, and the United States, Into the Light documents the face-to-face accounting of God's ongoing grace following the events described in Linda's book with the real people who lived them. When people pray, encourage, and don't give up on those they love, God moves, and healing is possible. Decades later, Linda is still out of the dark and sharing the light of Christ. Into the Light, the true story behind the true story.
Yeah, when I first met Linda, I didn't realize that things were that bad at all. I just assumed she got depression, the sort of thing you see, quite frequently as a psychiatrist.
As I was praying, this came into my mind. It wasn't in my eyes, it was behind my eyes. I saw this little girl, curled up, sitting in a corner, her face hidden behind her hair, but clearly in great distress. And I described this to Linda. She was so distressed, she thought that I was using this as a symbol of her emotional state rather than an actual description of her.
Ben was actually given a picture during the prayer of exactly what I was going to have to deal with, which I find amazing because I did not know that for 3 years.
The first husband, the rape in America, then the fact of the dark-haired man, and then the mother's involvement. And then obviously the whole extraordinary drama revolved around the fox fur coat.
So it was really quite a shock when Chris phoned and said Linda had gone off and he didn't know where she was and that he thought she was going to commit suicide. We've just got to stay here and wait until God tells us where she is. And I just said, God, where is she? Where has she gone? And at the same time, in between saying, keep her safe and don't let her harm herself. I kept saying that. And then suddenly in my head, I got Victoria Hotel.
God knows all about us. He knows the things that have happened in the past. He knows every detail of our lives. Therefore, I just had that real sense that whatever it was that was causing Linda to keep trying to take her life, that God knew all about it.
You said to me, this is not going to be cured in a couple of weeks or anything. This is a long time type of deal.
I did know a lady I'd been involved with in the Lydia Prayer Fellowship who had an incredible ministry of encouragement and freeing and healing.
Look, Linda's going to have ministry with this Lydia lady whom we knew to be a very wise and prayerful lady.
God was saying, I'm going to break this. This isn't going to have your life anymore. And it gave her the hope to say, yes, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen here. I could feel my faith rising.
And I think we both felt that the answer was with the Lord.
Lou and Jenny and Jill sat in front of me. And we were able to pray, and I never got the sense of panic that I had got when people had tried to pray with me in the past.
Immediate sense of, something has changed, something has gone. Some sense of her being haunted had just gone. She was well. I mean, you could see straight away. It was extraordinary, quite extraordinary.
I pray constantly that God would use what He has done in my life to encourage those who are going through difficult times not to give up, but to seek their healing.
I look back now and I sense God had a time for her. And the struggle, the pain through which she went, what it drew out from us and the church as well, was all positive. It was a beautiful example of Romans 8. We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him.
Into the light. The true story behind the true story.